Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news. The NFL offseason always brings a lot of buzz, and this year, the latest whispers are stirring up even more excitement among Commanders fans. Rumors are swirling that the Houston Texans might be looking to make a splash, and one potential move that's gaining traction involves Joe Mixon. Reports from respected insiders like Diana Rossini suggest that the Texans, sitting comfortably at 6-3, and with a manageable cap space of around $4 million, are eyeing a trade that could reshape their backfield and, interestingly, impact the NFC East in the process. The Texans are reportedly willing to send a second-round pick in the 2026 draft in exchange for Mixon, all while focusing on rebuilding their cap space, especially to give quarterback C.J. Stroud a shot at a lucrative extension. Now, why is this so intriguing for the Commanders? Well, Washington, sitting at 3-7 and desperately in need of some offensive juice, could find a perfect fit in Joe Mixon. With the backfield hit hard by Austin Ekeler's season-ending injury and Brian Robinson Jr. dealing with a questionable ankle, the Commanders are in dire need of a proven, dynamic running back. Mixon, a former Pro Bowler with a career that speaks volumes, could be the spark they need to energize their rushing attack and elevate their overall offensive production. He's a guy who's proven he can handle the workload, with stats that matter. Over 800 carries in his career for more than 500 rushing yards and 65 touchdowns, plus reliable hands out of the backfield with over 200 receptions and more than 100 yards receiving. This potential move isn't just about adding a talented runner. It's about transforming the Commanders' offensive identity. Mixon's profile is perfect for a team that wants to run the ball effectively and set up play-action opportunities for their receivers. His success rate of around 70% in rushing attempts indicates a kind of consistency that Washington desperately needs. Plus, his ability to produce big plays, averaging about 4 or 5 yards after contact per run, would make him a nightmare for defenses and a reliable option on third downs. And let's not forget, he's been recognized multiple times with Pro Bowl honors, showcasing his talent among the league's best. So what does this mean for Washington? Well, first off, it would significantly boost their rushing yards, possibly adding around 10 yards this season alone. That's a huge lift, pushing their ground game from roughly 110 yards per game to over 150, which would open up so many new options for quarterback Sam Howell. It would also improve the team's third down conversion rate, which currently hovers around 32%, but with Mixon's success in gaining positive yards, around 70% of his runs are successful. The Commanders could see that jump to nearly 50%. That kind of efficiency sustains drives longer, keeps the defense resting, and keeps the scoreboard ticking. Furthermore, adding Mixon would help the Commanders control the clock better. With a projected increase in time of possession from 27 minutes to around 31 minutes per game, they could keep opposing offenses off the field. This is crucial for a team that's been giving up too many points, 28 points per game earlier in the season, but aiming to bring that number down. And it's not just about ball control, it's about creating a more balanced attack. Washington's offense has been heavily dependent on the passing game, especially with Terry McLaurin attracting attention from defenses. But a strong running game opens up so many more options, play action, screens, and explosive runs. This move could have ripple effects across the entire team. For starters, it would take pressure off the passing game, allowing Howell to operate more efficiently and with less pressure. It would also give the defense a break, fewer possessions for opponents and less scoring opportunities. The overall team chemistry could see a boost, especially if Mixon's leadership and experience come into play. Plus, it's a statement move that signals Washington's serious about contending now, not just in the future. Now, looking at the bigger picture, this trade could also be a game changer for the NFC East, especially considering the playoff picture. Mixon's ability to be a difference maker in big moments, like he's shown in past seasons, could elevate the Commanders' chances in the postseason. Imagine him gaining momentum in the playoffs, running over defenses like the Colts in 2024, when he posted over 140 yards and a touchdown in a crucial game. His presence on the field would be a nightmare for opposing defenses, especially against teams like the Eagles, who are already formidable. The NFC playoff picture could shift noticeably with Mixon in the mix, boosting the Commanders' odds of making a deep run and perhaps even contending for another Super Bowl appearance. Of course, there are some considerations. Mixon has had some moderate injuries in the past, including a knee issue that limited him to just a couple of games last season. But his overall durability and production outweigh those concerns, especially when Washington is looking for a guy who can step in immediately and produce. The Texans, on the other hand, are balancing their cap and roster needs, especially as they prepare for extensions for their young quarterback Stroud, who's already shown flashes of brilliance. They're prioritizing their pass rush, focusing on adding pressure with an estimated 30% pressure rate, so clearing cap space and acquiring draft capital makes sense for their rebuild. In terms of what Mixon brings to the table, it's not just raw talent. His career average of 4.6 yards per carry and his ability to make something out of broken plays make him a perfect fit for a team that wants to run a more creative, explosive offense. His yards after contact, averaging 3.5 yards, show that he's not just a downhill runner. He's a guy who can turn a small gain into a big one, creating chaos for defenses. His EPA per rush is positive, meaning he's consistently generating value each time he touches the ball. And despite some injury setbacks, his overall production and professional accolades, like 3 Pro Bowls, prove he's still one of the most dangerous backs in the league when healthy. Looking ahead, the impact of bringing Mixon into Washington could be felt immediately. Not only would it improve their offensive efficiency and scoring potential, but it would also send a clear message to the rest of the league that the Commanders are serious about competing at the highest level. With their current roster, adding a player of Mixon's caliber could be the missing piece that pushes them from a middling team to a legit playoff contender, and perhaps even a Super Bowl dark horse. The NFC is wide open, and with a healthy Mixon, the Commanders could be the team that surprises everyone in the postseason, turning their season around and making a deep run. Of course, all of this hinges on whether the Texans decide to pull the trigger on the trade. But the signs point to a real possibility, and if it happens, it'll be one of the most impactful moves of the NFL offseason so far. Washington fans should be keeping a close eye on this story because it could change the trajectory of the franchise, giving them a weapon they desperately need and a shot at finally breaking through as a true contender. The coming weeks will be crucial, and if this deal goes through, expect a lot of excitement and a renewed sense of hope among the fanbase. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what do you think, Commanders fans? Would Joe Mixon be the perfect addition to this team? Could he be the piece that elevates Washington to new heights? The team's front office obviously has some tough decisions to make, but the potential upside is enormous. Bringing in a guy like Mixon could change the face of this offense overnight and give the team that extra edge needed to compete with the best. We all know the NFC playoff race is going to be fierce, and having a proven game-changer like Mixon on your side could be the difference between a quick exit and a legitimate shot at the Lombardi Trophy. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. The offseason is heating up, and the excitement is just getting started. Let's keep that passion alive and ride this wave of news all the way to next season. Thanks for being part of this journey, and as always, hail to the Commanders.